So my new book, The DIY Cook, is all about deconstructing the great classics, taking them apart so you understand them better and you can work from those techniques that you've learned. And what could be more classic than the traditional French sauces? So what we're going to do here is whip up a quick Hollandaise. A Hollandaise is a really good base sauce from which you can make lots of others. So to start with, I've got a double boiler going on here, and at the bottom of that I've got 3 egg yolks. Now I've got a really flash double boiler that I'm really fond of, but you can do it with a glass bowl over a regular saucepan full of water. So I've started stirring this beautifully, and we obviously don't want it to scramble. Now we know the temperature at which eggs start to scramble and solidify is 62 degrees centigrade. So I'm going to use a probe thermometer to check the temperature of the eggs in there. The beauty of this sauce is it does 2 things at once. So with something like a mayonnaise, you're basically just emulsifying oil in the egg yolk. When you make a custard, you're also cooking the egg so the egg begins to set by itself. So you've got 2 forms of thickening going on here. So at 62, it's starting to thicken just a tiny bit. So I lift it off and I start adding little cubes of chilled butter. The cold of the butter drops the temperature of the egg so you know it can't curdle. But also it very, very, very gently melts. And as it goes, it's equivalent actually of the oil being added to a mayonnaise. And that's what I love about this kind of cooking, is when you start to deconstruct things, you realise that you learn something from each recipe that you can apply to another one. I'm going to put it back on. There we go. Get the heat back up. Let's check the temperature again. Now, the nice thing about a Hollandaise is that it can also be extended into all kinds of other sauces. For example, if you use something like tarragon vinegar in it, then that will give you a béarnaise sauce. If you add some mint to it, that'll give you a paloise sauce. If you add some tomato, you'll get what's called a choron sauce. But the techniques you learn from this kind of emulsification process, also takes you obviously into the mayonnaise sauces as well. You can make a straight mayonnaise just by drizzling the oil instead of melted butter. But then you can add other things to that. So if you have peppers and garlic in that, then you'll have a rouille. But if you make a mayonnaise and then you add some chopped egg to that, it's going to give you a sauce gribiche. You don't have an egg in it, you have a beurre blanc. A mayonnaise without an egg, actually just using garlic as your basis, and that gives you an aioli. Now I reckon on 3 eggs you can probably get about 250 grams of butter beaten into it. Okay, so the butter now is no longer melting with quite such brilliant efficiency. So back over the heat. Come on, look. I'm very proud of this and the fact it's not splitting. Now it's time to season it. A bit of salt. Usually it's quite a lot, but we'll taste it in a second. The other key thing, one of the things that makes it go paler, is lemon juice. Here's some I squeezed earlier. That should be bang on.